four core values. Now it is more made robust with alignment, transparency. What used to be alignment, transparency, built-in quality, and product execution now became alignment, transparency, respect for people, and relentless improvement. So there is some sort of made it more robust from what it was, and it kind of helps you to align more from the relentless improvement perspective and respect for people. So some of the components from the House of Lean are brought into this, and it is kind of made a little more comprehensive. There's SAFE principles. If you remember, there were 10 SAFE principles previously. And one change that happened is number six, what used to be visualize and limit width, reduce batch sizes, and manage queue length. Now it is called as make value flow without interruptions. And again, the same concepts from visualize and limit width, reduce batch sizes, manage queue lengths are also taken into consideration. In addition, there were a few more that got added.
So that was the theme one. How are we strengthening the business agility there? Now, the second theme is all about teams. How do we empower teams? And some of the roles were clarified. So there are a lot of changes here, right? As you can see here, so for every role that we have in SAFE, be it a Scrum Master, a coach, RTE, SPC. So these are all the roles that we have in SAFE. Now, they used to have some bullet point type of responsibilities. Now they have given a good graphical representation of that. So they have provided something called responsibility wheels. So we can see some of them here. All right. So if you see, the first and foremost is there's a big change for a role called Scrum Master. Of course, we use Scrum in a SAFE Agile team. So you are called as a Scrum Master. But what if you are using Kanban, right? So remember, SAFE Agile teams can use Scrum or Kanban. So if you are using a Kanban way of doing Agile implementation in SAFE, the role is called Team Coach. If you are using Scrum, you're called Scrum Master. The same person, if you're using Kanban, is called Team Coach. So this role is kind of Scrum Master / Team Coach now. And then as far as the responsibilities are concerned, as a Scrum Master, as a Team Coach, there is some small confusion here, facilitate PI planning. The actual big room planning, the entire PI is facilitated by RTE, release train engineer. But at the same time, there are some breakout sessions within the SAFE PI planning. So those are facilitated by the Scrum Master. As a Scrum Master, my job is to make sure the iteration execution is happening. And then again, as Ram mentioned, flow is very, very important. Improving the flow at each level. At the team level, Scrum Master job is to improve the flow. And as a Scrum Master, my job is to make my teams high-performing teams. And then I contribute to the art performance also. So that is the Scrum Master role change there. I would not really say a role change. It's more of a clarification than a change. All right, so then Agile team. So Agile team is a foundational building block of SAFE. We know that. So in SAFE, the foundation of SAFE is Agile team. Without Agile team, there's no SAFE. So if you're an Agile team, your responsibilities are connecting to the customer and making sure what the customer wants, understand the customer needs and deliver the value to those needs, and planning the work in the time boxes, and then delivering value to the customer and getting constant feedback from the customer, and then relentless improvement. So that is the responsibility of an Agile team. Product owner. So nothing new here, but at the same time, we have provided a clarification about this role. So product owner connects with the customer and then contributes to the vision and roadmap. The vision and roadmap is the accountability of the product manager. So there is a role called product owner. There's a role called product manager, as you may be aware. And then contributing to the vision and the roadmap is product owner responsibility. But coming up with a vision and roadmap is product manager responsibility. And then as a product owner, owns the team backlog, manages and prioritizes the team backlog. Product owner is part of an Agile team, working closely with the Agile team, supporting delivering value. Agile team is supposed to deliver value, but as a product owner, you support the Agile team to deliver value. Again, getting feedback and applying feedback from the customers is all the time a product owner responsibility. All right, so product management. So product management is a function, product manager is a role. So this is at the art level. We used to call them as program level. So this role is at the art level. So product owners, product managers work together. So product manager responsibility is to explore the market and exploring some new product development, talking to the competitors, talking to the other stakeholders, doing a lot of research, exploring the new markets, new users, and so on. And then connecting to the customer, there is a lot of design thinking is there. There are a lot of design thinking tools are there. Product manager employs those design thinking tools to come up with a viable, feasible, sustainable solution for the customer. And then product manager or product management function comes up with the product strategy, vision, and roadmaps. And the way product owner owns the team backlog and prioritizes the team backlog, product manager owns the art backlog. So if you remember program backlog, that is now changed to art backlog now. So product manager owns the art backlog. And then again, it goes without saying, product manager has to deliver value to the customer team, right? All right, so they also provide some collaborations also, similar to the responsibility wheel. Responsibility wheels is what is my responsibility in that role as a product owner, product manager. But collaboration is which roles I collaborate and why do I collaborate, right? So as a product manager, you collaborate with RT and system architect. They are called triad. So I, the PM, collaborate with RT and system architect to steer the train, steer the art. And then I also collaborate with my customers, solution management. Solution management is there at the equivalent to PM at the solution train level, and the business owner. So why would I collaborate with them? To align on the outcomes. And then I work with the product owners to evolve the solution. So those are the boots on the ground. So the agile teams, agile product owners. So I work with them to evolve the solution. So that's how my collaboration works, product manager. All right, system architect, right? Again, this is there in the safer architect. So as a system architect, again, this role is at the art level. So you talk about aligning the architecture for the business priorities and then defining and communicating the architecture vision as part of the PR planning, and then working with the team, evolving the system design with the team. So intentional architecture and emergent design. And then system architect works on built-in quality also. And system architect may own some of the enablers and some of the non-functional requirements also. And then supporting, building the continuous delivery pipeline and supporting with the DevOps mindset is also system architect responsibility. And they have given a real picture of the responsibility wheel here. Again, like product manager, system architects also collaborates with other roles. Again, as we said, collaborating with the product manager, the trio, RTE, to steer the art, and then working with the other architect roles, solution architect, enterprise architect, to align my art architecture with the enterprise and solution architecture. And then again, I have the intentional architecture. I work with the teams to evolve that system architecture, working closely with the teams. And then I work with other teams like shared services team, systems teams, talk about NFR, security, databases, everything else. I work with other special teams. All right, solution architect, similar to that. So system architect is operating at the art level. Solution architect is operating at the multiple trains, the solution train level. So as a solution architect, obviously, as you can imagine, so you're working on the big, large, complex business solutions. So how do I implement lean systems engineering and then coming up with a solution context and solution intent, and then communicating the architecture vision at the solution level, and then evolving the solution architecture with the arts and suppliers. So solution architect may be working with multiple arts. And then how do we come up with a consistent built-in quality and continuous delivery pipeline across multiple arts is solution architect level. Again, same thing goes here also, collaborations. So solution architect operating at the solution train level works with the trio there, solution train engineer, solution management to steer the solution train. Solution train is multiple agile trains, part of that solution train construct. And then working with the system enterprise architect at the high level. Enterprise architect is at the portfolio layer. Solution architect is at the law solution layer. Working with the enterprise architect to align the architecture, enterprise architecture, and then working with the multiple system architects and multiple suppliers. So as you can imagine, in the solution train, you have multiple arts and some suppliers also. I work with them and then work with a special team similar to system.
Accelerating the value flow. In this theme, there are three-step process for accelerating the value stream. Diagnosing the flow through the value metrics, also trying to understand the problems, identify, understand the problems, and what are the properties contributing to that problem. Then also take the necessary improvements and improve the flow with 8 flow accelerators. So those are detailed in this slide, where the 6 flow metrics, normally what has been discussed by Mick Kirsten's concept of 6 flow metrics: flow distribution, flow velocity, flow time, flow load, flow efficiency, and flow predictability. These are also taken into consideration, and now it is like 8 properties of flows are kind of created from that. And it is the 8 properties include what you're seeing on the screen: the WIP, the work in process, the bottlenecks, whatever is happening in the value flow, and if there is something which is impeding or throttling, that needs to be identified to see how you can reduce that. The handoffs which goes from one step to the other step in the chevron, is it happening smoothly, or is it something which is impeding? That needs to be looked at. Number 4, taking that customer feedback consistently, and also getting that feedback and acting on that feedback is very crucial. Number 5, having that batches, in that hierarchy, epic, then you have the solution epics, and then portfolio epics, solution epics, and then you have the features at the art level, and then the stories at the theme level. That kind of decomposition is very essential, and also the focus should be on reducing the batch size to fit into when it can be delivered there. The queues needs to be looked at very closely, and also try to eliminate any wait time within the queues itself. And and then finally you have the performers, the workers who are working through this, which are knowledge workers, who are trying to work through that value stream, trying to make sure that every aspect of that is kind of understood and acted upon. These things will help you to look at how you can improvise the flow itself in that value stream. The flow accelerators, the 8 of them. Remember, in the last 10 safe principles, you must have seen that 6th principle as visualize and limit WIP, address the bottleneck and minimize handoffs and dependencies. Some of the other things which got added is getting that faster feedback loop, work in small batches, optimizing the time, especially being in the zone, trying to make sure that you're focused on one thing at any point in time, not working in multiple things, and trying to clutter your way through, and remediating any of the legacy policies that you might have, any practices you might have. So these 8 becomes formidable flow accelerators, which can help you to accelerate the value flow itself. Now, these 8 flow accelerators are applied at each of the levels: portfolio flow level, solution train flow level, art flow level, and also team flow. So you can see how this is much more powerful, because now the focus has shifted into a flow-driven visualization, flow-driven way to conduct in this transformation itself. In this Scrum cycle, safe Scrum cycle, this is all very much what you have noticed previously as well, where you have seen this infographic where how teams take the information from the backlog, have the daily DSU, which is now called as Team Sync. Then you have the iteration review, retrospectives, the system demos, which is part of the iteration reviews. And apart from this, what you notice in this infographic is the teams trying to pull the information from team backlog and try to identify it as a part of their iteration planning, the goals, and the alignment of those goals to the PI objectives, so that you know whether you are on track or off track, and how these stories are pulled from the PI planning, the features which got identified, and those starter stories will be even further kind of refined as part of your team backlog itself. So there is a good emphasis, good way to connect the PI planning activities to the iteration planning activities, and also taken to a level where it is easily understood and also practiced.